My brothers and sisters, some of you think it's over. You look at your life and see damage, a broken relationship, a failed plan, a mistake you can't undo, a version of yourself you're ashamed of. And deep inside, you whisper, Ya Allah, I ruined everything. But listen carefully. What you call ruined, Allah calls repairable. You see the cracks. Allah sees the design. You see the mess. Allah sees the masterpiece in progress. There are moments in life when everything collapses at once. The job disappears, the person leaves, the dream fades, and you sit there staring at what's left, wondering how you'll ever rebuild. But who told you that you are the one holding everything together? My brothers and sisters, sometimes Allah allows something to break because it was built on something weak, not to destroy you, but to rebuild you properly. When a building has a cracked foundation, you don't just paint over it. You tear it down and start again. And demolition is loud. It's messy. It feels violent. But reconstruction is stronger. You're crying over what collapsed. Allah is protecting you from what would have crushed you later. You regret that decision. But maybe that mistake humbled you. You feel ashamed of who you were. But maybe that version of you had to exist so you could become wiser. Even the greatest of people faced collapse before elevation. When Prophet Yusuf was thrown into a well, it looked like betrayal had ended his story. When he was sold into slavery, it looked like humiliation. When he was imprisoned for something he didn't do, it looked like injustice. But every ruin was repositioning. The well led to the palace. The prison led to power. The betrayal led to authority. You are judging your story in the middle. Allah sees the ending. My brothers and sisters, stop thinking that because something broke, you are broken beyond repair. Allah is Al-Jabbar, the one who restores, not just objects. He restores hearts. Allah gives you something better. When Prophet Ayub lost his health, his wealth, and even companionship, it looked like everything was gone. Years of suffering, years of pain, years of silence. But when Allah restored him, it was not partial. It was multiplied. Not just health returned, not just wealth returned, but honor increased, patience elevated, status raised. His loss was not wasted. It was witnessed. And your loss is witnessed too. My brothers and sisters, you think you lost love. Maybe Allah is protecting you from a love that would have destroyed your peace. You think you lost opportunity. Maybe Allah is protecting you from success that would have corrupted your heart. You think you lost time, but nothing that brought you closer to Allah was wasted time. Even your tears count. Even your silent breakdowns count. Even the nights you felt like you couldn't breathe count. Allah saw them, and Allah records everything. Sometimes restoration does not mean getting the same thing back. Sometimes restoration means a stronger heart, a wiser mindset, a calmer soul, a deeper relationship with Allah. And that is greater than what you lost. My brothers and sisters, if Allah removed something, it is because it could not stay in the next chapter. If Allah closed the door, it is because you were meant to walk through another one. If Allah allowed something to break, it is because He is rebuilding you for something stronger. You are not behind, you are being rebuilt. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. You are not ruined. You are being restored. And one day, you will look back at the season and say, if that didn't break, I would never have grown. Trust the process. Trust the removal. Trust the rebuilding. Because when Allah restores, He restores in a way that makes you grateful the old version didn't survive. Hold on. The rebuilding phase is almost done. And what's coming is stronger than what was lost. He restores dignity. He restores what people thought was finished. Maybe your heart feels shattered. Maybe your reputation feels damaged. Maybe your confidence feels gone. But Allah specializes in restoring what looks impossible. Have you ever seen how a bone heals? When it breaks, it forms a callus, and that healed part can become even stronger than before. You are not destroyed. You are being reinforced. That heartbreak, it taught you boundaries. That failure, it taught you strategy. That humiliation, it taught you humility. And humility is powerful. My brothers and sisters, don't mistake reconstruction for rejection. Don't mistake delay for denial. And don't mistake brokenness for abandonment. Sometimes, Allah removes something because it was slowly removing you from Him. Sometimes, He allows collapse so you can finally rebuild on tawakkul. The version of you that existed before the fall could not handle what's coming next. So Allah is fixing you. Fixing your mindset. Fixing your dependence. And yes, fixing what you thought was permanently ruined. This is not the end of your story. This is the rebuilding phase. And rebuilding is always uncomfortable. But it is also powerful. My brothers and sisters, let me tell you something your pain has been hiding from you. Allah does not just replace, He restores in ways you never imagined. You are crying because something ended. Allah is preparing something that fits you better. You are grieving the version of life you planned. Allah is writing the version of life you actually need. Sometimes we confuse attachment with destiny. Just because you loved it does not mean it was meant to last. Just because you wanted it does not mean it was good for you. And just because it broke does not mean you are finished. My brothers and sisters, have you ever noticed how Allah restores differently than people? People might give you something similar,